What's up? What's up, my weirdlings? That's not weird to say, is it? Weirdlings? Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Dose of Weird. You got it. You got it right. You got it right. Today, guys and gals, we will be talking about
Portals.
portals. So sit back, sit tight, and it's coming your way.
Scott, what do you know about portals?
Well, I know they've been in TV shows, movies, all types of things. You mentioned Stargate, Star Wars, Star Trek. I mean, you name it, we've seen it. I mean, even in our,
All
just
over ancient mythology
all
too.
over ancient, even here now, present
Native
time,
Americans. Well,
people.
Native Americans, they got so many rock paintings and carvings that portray some type of spiral
No, yeah, for
in the
sure.
sky,
They've also uncovered some like big monuments that look like stargates, so with symbols and hieroglyphs on them.
So, what was your first time seeing a portal in like a movie or a TV show?
Yeah,
What was your first time?
I would definitely have to say Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Okay.
Star Trek. Yeah,
Star
yeah,
Trek.
yeah, with
Okay.
an E.
Or track.
Star Trek with an E. For all my fans out there, I said it wrong, but yes, with Spock and Captain Kirk.
How you gonna call yourself
Scott? Well, because you got Scott and you got Kirk. You got two different. I'm trying to
Spock, buddy?
Spock.
Look
Yeah,
at you, man.
Scott. No, there was Scott too. It was a Scott in Star Trek. I know.
Spock.
I
Spock.
know. It was the movie that
Anyway,
I'm talking about.
mine was Stargate, bro. I know you remember Stargate.
Stargate. Yeah, you used to
They
play
go
on
through
Fox back in the
Stargate,
day.
and they end up in ancient Egypt, or what was like a version of
Yeah, it
ancient
was like
Egypt. It was
they
a
go
flying
from
pyramid.
one place to another.
Yeah, it was like a flying
Yeah.
spaceship pyramid.
Yeah.
Dope, just super
I
dope.
never really watched the show.
But we could take a look at the clip right now.
Okay.
For those who haven't seen Stargate, we're gonna check out a little bit of footage. So take a look. This was Kurt Russell, and I can't remember the name of the other guy, but an amazing movie. So like for me, I would say like this was what a Stargate might actually look like. That this looks like just straight water.
Yeah, it looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, we don't want to go.
I like that.
We don't want to go all the way in.
It looks really good. This movie looks
No,
really
the
good.
movie is
I'm
amazing.
gonna check this out. I seen in our
how it feels like to chew five gum. Absolutely.
yeah. Look, I just read a
Absolutely.
comment.
The AR light went out. We're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. We'll tend to it here in just a
Now,
second.
but SG1's a pretty good show
yeah,
too,
I seen
man.
that.
I used to
That's
like
what I
watching
remember.
SG1.
So what else do we got on the portals? Said something about green children earlier to me.
No, man. So the Green Children, and I first heard about the Green Children. I believe it was from Ancient Aliens. You remember Ancient Aliens? History Channel.
Yeah. I used to watch that show faithfully.
Man, I was obsessed with that show.
Man, that show was good. I bet it still is good. I haven't watched it recently.
I haven't really
don't
watched it
know.
because some of the same ideas just kind of get copy and pasted.
Yeah.
I mean, because after you run out of so much content, it's like, okay, what are we going to talk about now? Well, everything's an alien.
Yeah.
Alien this, alien that, alien this, alien that.
And there's just so many shows now that surround the same topic. It's like the genre where that falls in is just so saturated with the same information. Nothing new.
But yeah, I did hear about this on Ancient Aliens, and supposedly these two green children, they were from a different, I don't want to say universe, but they said they were from a land where the sun constantly stayed out.
Okay.
Like the sun never set. So this is where they were actually from. And they were walking through the forest, and somehow they ended up, I don't know if they went in a cave or something, and they ended up here in our dimension. But I pulled up the YouTube video. I don't know if you've heard about it. You heard about it?
I've not ever heard of anything about
That's cool.
green
It's under
children.
it's under the weird category, I would definitely say. So
It definitely sounds weird.
these are the green children of Woolpit, visitors from another world.
Two children that appeared on the edge of a field in the village of Woolpit in England. According to the account of the Green Children, a boy and his sister were found by reapers working their fields at harvest time, near some ditches that had been excavated to trap wolves at St Mary's of the Wolf Pits. Their skin was tinged with a green hue, their clothes were made from unfamiliar materials, and their speech was unintelligible to the reapers. They were taken to the village, where they were eventually accepted into the home of local landowner Sir Richard Decane at Wilkes. The boy became sick and soon succumbed to illness and died, while the girl remained in good health and eventually lost her green-tinted skin. She learned how to speak English and was later married to a man at King's Lynn, in the neighbouring county of Norfolk. After she learned how to speak English, she relayed the story of her origins. Everyone in St Martin's Land was green. How exactly the siblings arrived on the other side she was unable to explain. The little girl claims they were tending to her father's cattle when they discovered a cave. They entered the narrow opening, crawling deeper into the darkness. Suddenly there was a flood of light. It was then the green children tumbled headfirst into the pit. Over the centuries, many theories have been put forward to explain these strange accounts. Regarding their green colouring, one proposal is that the children were suffering from hypochromic anemia. The condition is caused by a very poor diet that affects the colouring of the red blood cells and results in the noticeably green shade of the skin. In support of this theory is the fact that the girl is described as returning to a normal colour after adopting a healthy diet.
What do you think about that?
Not going to say it's not impossible. Okay,
What do you think
talk
about
about
that?
portals. I mean, it could be. What do you think? Do you think they came from a portal from underneath the earth,
I don't
or do
know.
you think like how he was
Because it
describing
said-
it didn't really give a?
Well, from what they were saying that they came from a place where there was constant twilight and they lived underground. Right? So then maybe that could explain, them getting a lack of sunlight, lack of certain nutrients, minerals that are above ground as opposed to living underground. So, maybe it could be true.
Is there anywhere on Earth where it's constant sunlight?
I want to say yes. And
North or South Pole or something like that,
it's
right?
going to be somewhere around the north, like Norway, Swedish area. I'm not 100% sure, but I know there's a time of year where the sun kind of like.
But not like Alaska. I'm talking about like it's constant. Like the sun just so happens to be able to hit this spot, no matter how it's traveling around there.
Pretty sure we can find it.
So you think they came from like a different Earth or a different place?
Well, they said they were going through a cave and they saw a light, and they tumbled through that light and ended up here.
I wonder how you know where you're gonna be at, like when it comes to going through portals or anything like that. If it has any limitation, whether or not you're going to another spot on the planet that you're in, or
So
another whole place.
Let me switch over and we'll answer that first. Please forgive me, people of Norway. Svalbard. That was all right. Svalbard is the place in Norway where the midnight sun occurs for the longest period. So yeah.
I have no idea what a midnight sun is.
So do you think they just tumbled in from Norway on accident, ended up in England or Ireland, wherever that was?
They could have been, maybe. That was my question. Like, is there limitations to a portal?
But
I know.
I think what we should do, the best thing we should do before we move on with any more of this content, let's get a better understanding on what a wormhole actually is.
Okay.
I mean, I think that would be better for us to do.
For most of human history, we thought space was pretty simple. A big, flat stage where the events of the universe unfold. Even if you take down the set of planets and stars, there's still something left. That empty stage is space, and it exists, unchanging and eternal. Einstein's theory of relativity changed that. It says that space and time make up that stage together, and they aren't the same everywhere. The things on the stage can affect the stage itself, stretching and warping it. Our universe is like a big flat sheet. Bent in just the right way, wormholes could connect two very, very distant spots with a short bridge that you could cross almost instantaneously, enabling you to travel the universe even faster.
Bam. So you think that's how they just?
Man, that's the best way I could explain it. What is this? This is Einstein's.
Yeah, this is the Rosenbridge theory. So, like, you ever
Rosenbridge.
seen him take a piece of paper and fold it in half?
Mhm.
You know, because if you have point A and you have point B, you're going on a straight line, and it's a lot large or a lot
Yeah.
longer. It's a further distance. But if you fold that in half,
Mhm.
the distance shortens.
Short, yeah, for sure.
Than the speed of light. So, where can we find a wormhole? Presently, only on paper. General relativity says they might be possible,
Hey,
but
hold on.
that doesn't mean they.
Hey, shout out to Twitch, man. That comment almost made me laugh. Sits down quietly and whispers, "What's going on?" All right, back to the show.
Have to exist. General relativity is a mathematical theory. It's a set of equations that have many possible
I think it
answers,
sounds like a
but
black
not
hole
all
too.
maths describes reality. But they are theoretically possible, and there are different kinds.
Nice. We have a general idea.
Not only a general,
Let me switch this back over.
apparently different kinds.
I would say so.
Different kinds. I guess we'll touch back on that later, but
But no. Let's touch on it now.
Touch on it now.
Different type of wormholes.
Different type of wormholes.
What wormholes are you talking about?
Okay, so there's a video out there of a guy back in 2018, 2016. He was able to create a wormhole with frequency.
Okay.
Well, not a wormhole, but some type of portal.
Okay.
With frequency, different levels of frequency, and yeah, it looked pretty cool. I mean, it was all over the news at that time too. It was a pretty big thing. You know, some people, there were a few people that tried to debunk it. Actually, but who knows what's real and what's not anymore? You know what I mean? Um, Things are so crazy out there.
Do we
Yeah.
have footage?
Yeah, no, there's actual footage. You can. I think we have it up here too.
Okay, so what's the name of this video, Scotty?
Gateway to Sedona.
Sedona.
And this happened somewhere in Nevada. Believe it or not.
Nevada. All right, let me switch over. Let's check this out. All right, here we go. Gateway to Sedona. Let's run this.
I have an online tone generator set to
At 528 hertz. All right.
This is developed by Thomas
PayPal
T.
credit card.
Sinelski. Thank you, Thomas. Go ahead and play that. So here 528 tone there. I'm going to stop it before anything happens. Up here I also have another tone generator set to 525, and I'm about to show you what will happen with that. 525, you can see there's a whole range of tones here, but 525 you're going to hear, probably hear the fluctuation there. There we go.
Crazy.
What are we looking at here, Scotty?
Well, see,
What
that's
does
the
that
thing.
look like? What does that look like, though?
I couldn't tell you.
Let's
Somewhere.
Let's look if we. Oh man, I missed it just by a little bit. It kind of looked like the backdrop looked a little bit Grand Canyon-ish, some type of mountain range, especially
Yeah,
right here.
for sure.
That red rock sediment that they got up there.
But I mean, look, this dude is using like a handheld camera device, and if you, I mean, I don't see
Is in Sedona,
really good quality.
and
It's really good quality. There's no way you can see.
Why he didn't stick his hand through, Scotty?
Vortex.
Well, I mean, would you stick? You don't even know.
Absolutely.
I mean, not me.
Absolutely.
You don't know
I'm
what would
sticking my
happen.
hand.
You don't know what. You don't know what would happen. What if the
you are witnessing.
What if it's unstable, closes, and then your hand's in there? What happens to your hand?
That's a risk I'm willing to take, buddy. For science.
portal, wormhole?
Look,
At
someone said
least the broom. At least the broom. Throw something in it. Exactly.
From this bedroom to another
Throw a
state.
phone. That's got the camera on. Bluetooth linked.
Using a mixture.
I mean,
of
but he does
FaceTime on the phone.
He does
and throw
like
it through.
go around it and everything like that.
Throw some trash.
My dearest
Yeah, if it's San
listeners,
Francisco, yeah, we tossing
if
all the
you-
trash through. No problem. All right, let's switch back over. Let's talk about this, man. Definitely throwing some trash. All right, Scotty.
It looked good to me.
It looked good to you.
It looked good to me.
On
Listen,
a scale of 1 to 10.
on a scale of 1 to 10,
meter,
on the fake
on
meter,
the fake meter, what's your reading?
I give it a 5. Listen.
You getting the tingles?
If something, listen. Let's bring up ghosts, right? There's so many videos of people catching ghosts on camera, right? We've seen fake ghost videos, and we've seen videos where it's like, I don't know, I ain't never seen a ghost to know whether or not it's real or not. But yet, there's a lot of us that believe in ghosts. So this
I'm sorry, man.
this
That throw some trash got me.
this video it looked pretty good to me. It looked pretty good.
I'm over here thinking about, hey, if you just throw one piece, you might as well throw all your trash.
He
could
could
have
have
a place to start throwing your
he
trash.
definitely could have. I mean, he didn't do any of that though. So it's left up for speculation.
Throw my
All right,
pillows.
it was a first person shot, and it looked like everything was happening in real time.
I'll give it a 7.5
On the
on
fake
the fake
scale.
on the fake scale. Only
What
because
was
I
it?
feel like if somebody would have opened up a portal
Mhm.
right there in your room, man, you gotta throw something through there, man.
You think so? We don't know
You
if he
gotta
did or
throw
not
something
though.
through there. I mean,
The
and
video
it looks
was only
like it
3
wasn't
minutes.
his first time.
No,
maybe
he definitely said that the frequency that he was on was a lot more stable.
Okay, yeah. We got somebody on the chat said a good way to find out if it's real. Was this man? Did he die after this?
Well, that's the thing. There was no other video made after he made this video. Same thing with I can't even talk about it. But if you go look for him, and after they aired it, because they aired it on the news, wherever this happened at, it got on the news, and I mean, there was no other videos of him opening up frequency holes.
Yeah, he
portals.
did. He probably teleported himself accidentally. Oops, too big of a hole. Well,
Yeah,
we were
the
speaking
feds.
about other types of portals, right?
Right, other types of portals.
So I remember a while back there was this spiral portal, right? And they talked about it on Ancient Aliens, and they were like, "Yeah, this is they thought it was some type of military testing or something along those lines." But
That's their favorite excuse for
this
everything.
same image shows up in rock carvings all over the world. This spiral type of image, and sometimes they actually have weird creatures that are shown on the sides of the image, like they're coming out of the portal. Right? So
Okay.
I pulled up this video, so let's check out this video.
Seeing this? So we were driving down the Dempster Highway, and
And he's
Talia
like, it's a
was
witness,
getting some
so
rest, and I
that makes it
noticed
even better.
just a blue swirl cyclone in the sky. I thought it was actually kind of tripping out a little bit. I mean, we're gonna get beamed up to another galaxy or something.
And so Paul woke me up, and I just sort of like immediately just stood and stared out at this orb in the sky. And we were both like, what is happening? Is this a UFO? What is going on right now?
Somebody figured out that about 2 hours before we saw that there was this SpaceX launch. And so I think what we're seeing is typically they will do a deorbit burn and dump their fuel. The rocket was probably spinning when they did that, so you get that sort of swirly effect, sort of like a lawn sprinkler.
Like, it was just magical, absolutely magical. Just because like you're surrounded by like the Patagonia of Canada.
This out of worldly experience. Yeah, it was pretty special.
Hold on, what they say on
I
the?
give it an 8 out of 10. You'd assume it would take a lot of power to generate a whole lot of Okay.
Well, we're talking about frequency, not power here, though.
Yeah, but still.
Sound,
Still,
but I'm not.
The frequency has to be pretty powerful. You ever seen when they balance that little ball with sound waves? Like they claim that the pyramids were made using sound, and they balance that little ball. That's just a high power amount of frequency just to move a little bitty like felt ball almost.
They used I heard they used frequencies to move the stones to make the pyramids. The same thing. What's that? The jiggery-do. The whoa, whoa, whoa that.
Yeah. It's Australian.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Didgeridoo, buddy.
Didgeridoo, something
Mhm.
like that, right? I heard that they would use instruments like that, use a certain tone of frequency to levitate the rocks into where they wanted to be. I heard that was a thing.
I mean, we could say that it's a thing, you know.
I heard that was a thing.
I mean, so we have that image, right, of this spiral, and they say, but here's another one I want to talk about.
Hey, about that spiral. Sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
But you've seen rockets from the what is it, the Space Center, X Center,
SpaceX, yeah.
SpaceX. When people see lights like that, isn't that like them breaking through the firmament?
I mean, that's for another one. We ain't gonna go into that. But
Well, I was only asking because it could have been like a spiral, or what it looks like when they're actually going through the firmament.
But just okay, let's look at it for a second. SpaceX, man, when they launch those rockets, there's always some weird type of stuff going on with SpaceX rockets. They're always letting off some type of weird design or something going on. Flat Earth. Oh no, that's for another day. Yeah, but anyway, like I was saying, we have this spiral image that was shown, and they said it was a SpaceX launch. So what I'm about to show y'all right now is it's a petroglyph, and we're gonna look at this petroglyph right quick. And Scotty's back.
Excuse me, thank you.
All
Sorry.
right, so we have this same spiral right here. And look at this creature right here. He's got this staff. I don't know. He's got this like jester style headdress. I don't know if those are eyes. Those look like eyes to me.
He got a shell.
He's got like something on his back, But just this spiral, right? So we have that. That's a Native American, and it kind of looks like back to our reference images right here. Looks like that one.
Yeah.
Almost the same thing. And is this a portal? Could this be a portal?
Looks like it.
We have the same thing here. This 800-year-old spiral rock carvings, and it marked the solstice for Native Americans. So we have that same image here. I mean, we have the spiral.
Is that in Egypt?
Yeah. This
What is that like Egypt. What are those things called when they do them in the crops?
Crop circles.
Crop circles. This is just a sand circle or what?
I'm guessing.
Sand circle. So what do you think?
This is the Nazca lines. But same thing. Could this be imagery of a portal, or is this just like a human thing where we just remember, how we used to do the 3 lines, top and bottom, and make an S? Do you think this is something like that?
Man, I don't know. These things are huge, though.
That's what I'm saying.
These things are these spirals. This is like a few miles big. You're right. I mean, these are just. This is a picture from above, so many feet. So I don't think it would just like was a hobby. I think they may have seen something like that. But that goes to me asking: do you think that was something man-made, or
I don't know. I mean, it looks like a replication of this is what we saw,
right,
and this is what's coming out, or what's going in.
Well, do you have anything that shows like images of something coming out of it?
No,
no,
I don't believe I do.
We're gonna have to check that out.
But we do have a video. It's from Ancient Aliens, Ireland's portals to different worlds. You want to check that out?
Let's check it out.
Ireland. This lush green island in the North Atlantic has a history of human activity dating back more than 33,000 years. Numerous cultures have...
And we're going to get into Ireland, because Ireland is its own episode. There's some crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That goes down.
You got all different types of
things. Their
things.
mythology is crazy. But we're going to get into that. Don't forget, guys, like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate y'all. We're just here to do these
post your questions, post your ideas, let us know, give us some feedback.
From the early Beaker people to the Celts and the Gaels. And the island has a rich tradition of folklore that is spread throughout the world. But perhaps most notable is that Ireland boasts some of the oldest structures on the planet. Massive earthen mounds, many of which date back more than 5,000 years.
These mounds are constructed. They're not natural hills. These are megalithic constructions involving, in the larger sites, an enormous amount of man hours and labor.
These mounds were an ancient earthwork that had a tunnel going through it with stones on either side and stones on top and then covered with earth.
Ireland has a tremendous amount of these mounds.
These mounds are everywhere too, man, all around the world. Especially in North America, there's a lot of mounds, and you know they found giants buried in those mounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's why I stopped it, because it just popped my head up. Like, you know, there's
portals
mounds everywhere.
Portals, Nephilim, and the Watchers, maybe.
Nephilim.
Nephilims.
I mean, these are some of mankind's oldest large structures in the world. And they anchor all of the land together. Usually if you visit one on top of a hill, you go up, you find one, you can do a line of sight to the next one.
Archaeologists and historians can only speculate as to who made them and for what purpose.
These stages were built to go inside, where presumably very, very important rituals took place. We don't know, but much later on, these sites would have been used for gatherings, for rituals, and sort of keeping the society together.
30 miles north of Dublin, in County Meath, is Ireland's largest and oldest mound, called Newgrange. The ancient structure consists of over 200,000 tons of stone and has a passageway.
These mounds could be like good covers for doorways that go underground.
You think so?
I mean, I know a lot of them. Some of them are used for burial plots. Some of them were used for solstice markings, like the summer and winter solstice for harvesting.
I think these mounds are just as significant as some of the pyramids. Where there's high frequency of energy.
Because we don't know what they were doing with them.
We don't even know who gave the idea of portals. Where did it come from? You know,
leading to a central chamber in which human bone fragments have been found. But archaeologists say Newgrange also has an undeniable connection to the cosmos.
Teletubbies had mounds.
Now, one of the most interesting things about Newgrange is its celestial alignment. So it's still very, very popular. If you go at the winter solstice, you have this sun dagger that it cuts tremendous distance all the way in to brighten up the inner chambers.
Newgrange is unique among Ireland's mounds in its sophistication and was clearly designed for ritualistic activity. But according to ancient Irish texts, the mounds serve a more profound and mysterious purpose as the dwelling places of otherworldly beings traditionally called the Sidhe.
In Irish tradition, it's bad luck to use the word Sidhe to directly refer to these otherworld people. So there are many different names. We have the English word fairy folk, also elves.
The mounds are often referred to as fairy forts, as are stone circles and tree clusters that are considered the property of the Sidhe. This strong cultural belief that these features are the domain of otherworldly beings has kept them intact for thousands of years. And the Irish say that when they are disturbed, bad luck always follows.
I mean, fairies, portal to the fairy world. Hey, I would say leprechauns and little people are, you know, coming from a different portal time. I wouldn't say those are good things.
I believe it, especially coming out of Ireland. I believe it.
Can't be
mounds,
good things.
Because I've also heard
the only good leprechaun I know is on the box of the cereal.
No, look.
I've heard Lucky Charms.
I've heard stories of werewolves up in like the Maryland, Pennsylvania area, and they came out of mounds. If I'm not mistaken, there's some activity with mounds in Skinwalker Ranch, which we all heard of Skinwalker Ranch. So mounds are like a big thing. So it's pretty dope that they're talking about mounds, but they're connecting them with portals.
That's crazy. Very weird.
But yeah, man.
Very weird. So, mounds, portals,
I think
fairies, leprechauns.
we covered a lot of topics today. I feel like there's still more that we can cover,
So much more.
but I'm probably gonna have to say that's gonna end this one for now, guys. On a weekly dose of weird. We really like the fact that y'all hung in with us. Thank you for everybody on Twitch who's
Thank you,
commenting,
thank you.
letting us know things. We really appreciate that. Week 4? What do we got next week?
Oh, next week we got well,
Are we doing
we'll
mermaids?
we'll
Are we
put it
running
up in the
mermaids?
comments. We could do mermaids or we could do aliens. How about that? Or you guys drop a comment, subscribe, drop a comment, let us know what you guys are looking forward to for us touching up on, and we'll get back to you guys in a fortnight. You get it? A fort.
I'm your boy L.
I'm
signing
Scott.
off, and this is Weekly Dose of Weird. We'll see you next week.
Love ya.
Peace.